Morning.
What's top of mind for me? So top of mind for me is I get messages like this. This is somebody just random, maybe part of our community or not. Just got a message, first connection request on LinkedIn, then a message. Hey Mahesh, I'm interviewing. I have an interview. Please help me. I'm like, I wish I can, right? And I'm trying my best. But I wanted you to be in this community. And then I was thinking, what should we do in the community? So if you're attending these sessions and waking up Friday on a holiday, how can you be prepared and not ping me the last day? So that was my quest. And for that quest, I was just reflecting on my career. So if you don't know me, I'm Mahesh. I've worked at most of the man companies. That's my claim to fame. But there I was able to get to work on stuff that helped me get my next role. And I'm always able to do that consistently. What is that now if I would be working, or what it takes for us to get into the next role? And that's what today's session is. So today I thought maybe we just spend some time in learning what these agents are, what are the core components of an agentic systems are. So today we're going to talk about what is an agentic framework, what is an agentic world looks like. We'll do a live walkthrough of Microsoft Copilot, build something, also try to ship it. By the way, we are starting an interview boot camp starting tomorrow. So if you join the August cohort, you get free access to this one. So if you're still thinking, I would say please join because the cohort starts in August, but we are spending the whole month getting you ready or what it takes to get into AIPM roles. So what is an agent? We do it in the first session. Can somebody just keep talking about it? So let's say we have intelligence and let's talk about how we work. So we have intelligence and then we wake up and we say, what are we looking for? Okay, we are looking for knowledge on how the world is, knowledge that tells how the world works. Once I know this, I can walk in the world, I can talk in the world, I can wake up and do things. But I want to do things, right? But before I can do things, what I need to know? It connects to our intelligence both ways. It updates our intelligence. It put context in our intelligence, saying if you need to walk, you need to move your head. You need to move your head in this direction. You need to move your feet, and then this you can walk. And if you jump, you will fall back. That's knowledge of the world. With this much, you can start doing something in the world, at least surviving in the world. But you're not here to survive, right? You're here to make changes in the world. So what if you want to make changes in the world? What you need to know next? I need to
So
know
what do you want to do?
goals. Goals. But before I can go to goals, goals is a really good one. I will need signals to find what is the current state of the world, right? So we need signals, and that also enumerates. So you have knowledge how the world works. You have signals. Generally, people think that signals can be same as knowledge, so you can combine them. But the idea is that I separate them, that how the world works and the current state of the world. And then you said rightly, whoever said it, you got 5 points. You need tools to change the state of the world. You need guardrails. This is how we evolved as humans. In 2025, all these capabilities are getting into agents, which can do things, which can change the state, which have intelligence through models. Those models can take the knowledge of whatever you want to get done, read signals, use tools, apply guardrails, and learn. What signals do we need? Can we fetch those signals? What more tools do I need? Can I create those tools at the runtime? And when I create it at the runtime, can I just ask for it and learning from what fails? And can I create more guardrails? And if we have these learning-based systems, that's an agentic world. So anybody ask you what an agent, you can say a combination of things where we are updating intelligence based on the feedbacks from how the world works, how we change the world, what tools we need, and guardrails is a system which can do all these things. You can call these agents or agentic systems. If we call these agentic system, what a multi-agent system would look like? Will AGI happen through a single model or it will be a multi-model system or multi-agent system? So we will have this whole unit as a single thing, and then we will have if we have more, and then if we can add an orchestrator layer on top of it, which decides which agent to call, and this agent has these 5 things, and this agent has these 5 things. This orchestration decide whether the call needs to go here or here, or learning. This is a multi-agent system. But I want to get back to this question, which is, let's say we want to build artificial general intelligence. What's your guess? Will a single model be able to, single agent will be artificial generally intelligent, or it will be an set of multi-agents?
I feel like it will be multi-agent because one agent will not going to work in all areas. It will be kind of a like one agent will work on one specific task, great, and another will work on the another task.
And that's how we work, no? We think we are a single agent, but we are not. Our mind is divided into many forms. So we have different neurons doing visual cortex. We have a visual cortex. We have a mobility cortex in our mind. We have analytical one, and all these are different areas. Even in our mind, we don't have a set of like one mind. We Once we understand our mind, we learn that we focus on differently. Our visual cortex processes visual information, passes it to the motor one. The motor does this, and if one fails, others can still function. So let's say you want to build these now, right? So you understand what these agents are, and now you know what is a multi-agent system. But how can you build a system with agent and multi-agents, or at least try them? What does it mean for us as product managers? I think with these agents, this is the first time we have things that we can do that we were not able to do before. And the second part is building the experience, the user experience, which is where you come in. And that needs to evolve. The current user experience of SaaS is not going to work for these agents. Let's talk about the first thing first, which is this idea that, okay, you have agents. What are these agents going to do, right? Let's say you get these agents today and you can create them. What are the 2 or 3 things you can actually do with these agents? First, if these agents arrive, then what are we doing with these agents? We can make current teams more efficient. We can do redundant, they can take on redundant tasks, they can do research. Somebody give me efficient by doing research, writing boilerplate code, reading and finding information in documents, document processing. All these are examples of that.
Something which is risky for humans to do could be something related to nuclear research, where we don't
Great.
want. Yeah.
So we can do new things that was not even possible for humans to do at scale because it's just so hard to do. We can do new things which were not possible by humanity. So that's one huge category. And if you're talking to investors, if you're talking in your teams, I want this community to focus here. These two are really good use cases. They give you right ROI. But if you're sitting down on your long weekend, think what was not possible before, what we can enable now is the new frontier. So we can do new things. And what can we do? So we can make current teams more efficient. Can I also do automation? Can I eliminate a lot of things that doesn't need any human now? Okay, in this world, let's say you're building these apps. What you need to do is we all need to figure out what is the user experience of these apps. This is one anti-pattern of a UX. This is this app called LegalZoom. LegalZoom is saying LegalZoom provides lawyer-like services, but it's not a law firm. They can help you register a company or being compliant. But what they are saying is you can upload a contract and you can get the clauses. So any problem with this UX?
Interaction about particular questions on any of those topics.
Pranav was selling my course on the chat, I believe. So Pranav, what do you think? So with humans, right? So one thing that comes again and again in interviews, and I tell everybody like who's working with us is build confidence. Because somehow magically I uploaded this contract, I got these.
Interact with it, ask questions.
Great. I can ask questions, interact with it. But even in this, what they did, which is they found key facts. What can't I do with this?
Tell her if it did.
There is no feedback. I can't provide feedback. But I cannot check its work. I didn't know how it achieved here. I can't go and quickly verify it. So if this 1% is wrong, which I know that AI is wrong or these agents are wrong 10% to 20% of the time, I have to read the whole document to find where they got this.
Reliability.
And if I have to do it for all of these, then I have wasted all the time that you think I would have saved. But I can't take this right away. Neither they are telling me how they reached here so that I can provide the feedback, nor I can see when they did this work. They just take this and then they say, come back. And by the way, it takes them 5 minutes to do all of this. Manis is a AI agent which can do a lot of things for you. It's basically Chinese version of ChatGPT. And what I like about it is I told it to say, hey, can you create an interactive web page for AI opportunities for upcoming? Its UX shows me what they are doing. Great news. I have successfully, it first goes and says, okay, I'm going to do this. Do you want to, is this sounds like a good idea? I say yes. Then it says, okay, I got some errors. I'm fixing them. And it shows me exactly what it is doing when it is fixing them. It gives me the code in the end on that computer where this is running. So you could have seen this. And eventually, when they want to take some actions, they allow me to take those actions. Okay, they bring me in a human in loop feedback, and they are saying, okay, Mahesh, I have done this. It's there. Do you want me to deploy it? Because deploy is a big deal for them. So they are saying, okay, now let's deploy. So they are now deploying my website, which is an AIPM website, which all of you can use. And hopefully we can be live by end of the day today. But you see this interface. I like 4 or 5 things in this interface. And I can provide them feedback. And I see how they are concluding. And I can come in and change the plan. And I can iterate more and more with this thing. Let's say it's an agent, but it works for me rather than I work for the agent. And that's what you need to, that's a critical aspect when we are, so this is an interactive web page. First, I create the plan. And if I like the plan, I can edit the plan. And if I edit it, I can put this as my prompt and create a website from it. Then let's get to the next thing. Okay, now we know what agents are. We know what are the critical aspects of agent. We are focusing on what we can do more with agents rather than automating people work away or augmenting. But what new things can we do? Okay, so let's see this tool. So Microsoft recently enhanced their Microsoft Copilot Studio to be able to do a lot of things without you writing any line of code. So this is how it looks. You can just start in simple English and say, I want to do this thing, and it creates an agent for you. And when it creates an agent, it allows you to do all those 4 or 5 things which we talked about. It allows you to add knowledge. So let me just walk you through a quick lab that all of you have access to now. So these are our labs which we use in course. And we just added one lab yesterday, which basically allows you to build a whole web app in V0 and connect it to Copilot. And let's go through that lab if you want to do. The first step is you go to this Copilot Studio at Microsoft. You click this button. You click a new agent. This creates an agent. And let's say what our agent is going to do is it's going to read contracts and find key terms in contracts. Some other day, I will tell you why contract is important. If you're in this community, you should know that contracts are very important. That's like that's Mahesh mission in life. Then you can continue and it says, okay, I'm creating this agent. It gives you steps. You can edit those steps. And then you click the button create. Once you create, it gives you an agent, fully working agent. Then you can add current state of the word by clicking on knowledge. You can just upload. For us, what we did is we uploaded few PDFs, few contracts that we already have. And let's say we wanted to do compliance on those contracts and find what are the key terms we have signed or what is the liability we have signed in these contracts. We just upload all those contracts and then you can quickly test your agent, which is ready here for me. This is my agent 3 and I can show you all these instructions. So I just gave these instructions. By the way, it creates its own instruction. So you give like vague instruction, but it can generate good instructions that it needs. And then you just have to say yes. So these are our instructions. You can start testing it right away. This is the knowledge it has. And I can upload things I can add knowledge. Either I can provide SharePoint, OneDrive. I can add a public website. I can provide signals from Azure SQL. So this is like, if this is an employee, what kind of employee it is. If this is a contract specific to a particular branch, what branch it is, who signed it, all that information can be fetched from SQL, and they integrate with Salesforce and ServiceNow too. So basically CRM integration through these, workflow through ServiceNow, and databases and Azure Search. And then they also have some advanced ones, which is things they don't want to promote, but they continue to add a lot of things. So all these knowledges sources you can just click and add. Then you have tools, which I talked about. You can add tools. What are the tools? You can do Excel, you can do Dataverse, you can do Microsoft Teams as a connector. You can add a planner. This will have a plan and then it will act on that plan. You can add OneDrive for business, and you can add flows, which are Search Dynamic 365 for knowledge article. When agent flows runs for the MSA doc, when an agent flows runs for this, and you can create your own flows. So you can add these tools. So now this is your overview. This is how the world works. This is how you can change the state of the world. And then you can add different agents to it. This is the multi-agent we were talking about. We talked about this idea that AGI will be multi-agents. So you can create like 5 agents which will do different things, and you can add them here. And this agent will call those agents for help. And then you can watch all the activity, what has happened. You can see all the analytics. So this is the production scale system, because you see what has happened today. Mahesh has used it. There are 3 sessions already, and you can watch this. You can also see the quality of this. Hey, how the quality of these answers. So they're doing evaluation for you, and you can provide them evaluation feedback, but they run these evaluations behind the scenes to show you what is the quality of interactions, what questions got answered, what didn't got answered, and then how people reacted by giving you thumbs up, thumbs down, and you can run surveys and find more. So if you're talking about anything you have built, please touch on these things. Tell me what agent you built, what knowledge was there, what tools you used, how you have put analytics in it, and how were you evaluating the quality of that agent. And you can just show me this. This is magic for me. I would love to talk to you if you have this. And then these are the channels. This is the front end. They allow you to connect. And it's damn simple to do that. So now I have created this agent. I can test it, but it works because I tested it before. So I can just ask it, hey, tell me the key terms in the contract, and it will list them, key terms in contract and where they are from. And you will see that it will show me progress because I'm debugging it here. It reads the contract that I gave in the knowledge, and it will say, okay, here are the key terms, or it will come back to ask me a question. Here are the key terms. And now we fix the problem that LegalZoom can't fix. It tells me where in that contract I'm reading it from, which page. We can even fix it to go to exact lines in the contract, but I'm not doing it today. Good. So you build something in 5 minutes, you have it working. Now, you don't want to expose this. You can share this with your teams inside your company, but more fun would be if you attach channels to it. Teams, Slack, WhatsApp, all these are attached, you can do, or you can just attach it to an email. People send an email to this agent, it gets the job done and get back to you. So what I have done is I have attached Teams. So you just click this button and then you say publish on Teams. That's pretty much it. You just click save, it's here. And now I can see this agent in Teams. If I open my Microsoft Teams, it's here. But if you come here, it was telling me to use my agent, or I can just go and see the agent here, and I can ask the same question now in Teams. So you can do all the backend stuff in Microsoft Copilot, but your customers can start using it in Teams. All your company has an agent, and they can ask questions, get responses in Teams. So I just ask, can you find key terms? It gives me these responses. One cool thing is you can publish a demo website. You just click here. It asks you a couple of questions, what your welcome page should have. Try out the agent we made. These are the conversations. You hit save. It gives you a website. How that website looks, you can just take this copy, and now you have created a website as a front end, and you can do whatever you wanted to do here too. So now your customers are not going to Teams. They have a specific website, which basically is for your legal team. So we show you how can you test it? How can you publish it on Teams? But we do go one more step forward, which is we publish it as a web app. Here we are showing you can click on web app, copy this URL. So let's do that. So we are here. We don't want to be here. We want to be back here. And instead of web app, you want to create your own website. You can create web app. You can copy this. And then in the lab, we show you copy this. And then here is a prompt you can give to V0. V0, anybody knows what V0 is? V0.dev?
It's a IDE for development.
Great. It's basically a agent which can build front-end applications for you. So what I did is I copy pasted exactly the prompt that I showed you here, and it created this whole website for me. Transfer your master service document with AI-powered chat. Now you can chat with it. And here is my document. And here is my website. Here is my chat interface. I can upload things. I can start chatting with it. The whole website is ready. I can deploy to Vercel, give you all a link. So all of you can just try it today. Vercel also give you analytics on front end, who came, what are the links, what are the summary. You can start playing with that. Or you can host it on your own website too, which is you can just deploy this code to your own version. I was trying to buy these, but you need not to buy. But what you can do is you can just add a domain. So you go to your project settings, you can add domain, and you can put your own company name. And now you have a website with your name on it. And now you have an agent that your first customers can give you feedback on. Just to revise what we did. First, we understood what are these agents are. Then I walked you through how easy it is to build an agent. And I did not walk you through, I also gave you a link to the lab that you can use to go step by step and create these agents. Here is the lab. The deck has a link. I will talk about that in a second. Okay. So here is a step-by-step lab which allows you to build a Copilot-based agent, connect it to Teams, then connect it to your own website and start iterating. All this is possible today. And if you can do that, that brings me to my last thing for today. So you did that. Then next is, what about scale, security, and compliance? Enterprise needs a lot of other things. Who can access this? Who can upload this? Who can modify this? How is it going to be accessible? What are the guardrails in this? All of these and more is available to you through this interface. And we will discuss more in the cohort course. But one thing you can do is look at all the settings, and they give you a lot of details. You generate for your agent responses. You can just decide whether it is dynamic or you want to hard code this. How you want the response to be formatted. This is your guardrails. You can specify your own moderation, your own instructions for guardrails, what you don't want. Do not respond to competitive specific information. Do you want high, low, medium moderation? You can just do this and it allows you to do moderation. You can read more. You use general knowledge or you want to go browse internet too. Do you allow image upload? Do you want to use a graph which Microsoft creates? If you are on Outlook, they have a graph of who's connected to who. Can you connect to that? All these, if you just build an agent or a requirement with this agent, you have built an enterprise class agent. Who is authentication? How are you going to authenticate the user? I put no authentication because I wanted you to try, but here is authenticate with Microsoft. So now anybody who don't have a Microsoft ID or is not part of your company cannot log into this machine. And you can set up your own authentication channel. You can create your own keys. And if they don't have the keys, they can't access your app. This is connection strings. If you are building it through SDK, you can authorize who's going to go and use this or not. And one more thing I wanted to give you is, how are you going to bring these things to production? So I have just 3 things to say there. One is, first, as a product manager, you should be able to build something like this. That's the new product makers we are looking for. We're not looking for product managers who know a lot, but are not able to do the first prototype, even if you're pitching this idea to me, or you're trying to sell it to me. So 3-stage process of building AI products is for new product managers who are building agent stuff is come up with your 1 or 2 pager of requirement. Do not spend too much time in here. Create dirty, scrappy prototypes that your customers, your leadership, or anybody who wants to see value can try and see how it works. If that passes, use evaluation to set the quality and see where it belongs. You got those evaluation, like how we were answering the questions, is it working or not? Use evaluation, set your next target both ways. So your prototype is used by, let's say, 3 people. And with evaluation, you know that you are this much helpful, this much accurate, this much honest, this much harmless. You set your next targets, you set your next features you need to build that now integrate with these signals, integrate with these knowledge sources, integrate with this, and then iterate from here again. Update your 1-pager, say, now let's do it again, create a better prototype, what it takes from 3 to 30 people, what these numbers needs to be to reach there, and then what next. So that's how new AI products are getting built. Let me just tell you a few stories that people who have done this. Payal, one of our cohort 3 member, just automated in her company. She launched Agent, which basically they are a consulting firm. They take RFPs, but they have a lot of people who apply for these roles. So they need to supply people when they submit RFPs, and they get a lot of CVs. And what she was able to do is build an agent which takes the must-have requirements and take a person's CV and make sure they have it or not. And if they don't, it also tells us which requirement doesn't have it, gives a button, and then it lists CVs which have requirements, which this person can now take and apply these RFPs. It also ranks the CVs who have most feasibility of them getting an RFP if they use that person. She was able to build and deploy that. And most of you, if you have done the cohort, you are working on some ideas, and hopefully maybe you're using Langflow, and we need to make you to Microsoft Copilot. But Langflow and Attain are still on the edge of a lot of latest things, which Microsoft Copilot is not. So we will teach you Langflow and Copilot in the course, but we'll continue to iterate on how to get production ready and ship these agents with you. Even if you've done the cohort and your past cohort, if you're building something, we will always be there. We'll do Friday sessions to make sure you can continue to ship. These are the resources. Here's a training on building these virtual agents. It's a step-by-step training. You will know everything, which I try to teach you in 15 minutes, but all the details are here. I would highly recommend you do it. Even if you don't do it, just start building it. And here is a lab that I just showed you. You should do this lab and then do the training. That's the ideal way to do it. And if you have done all this, I just want to thank you